This is the northernmost sleeper train in all of North America, and Jess and I are about to spend the next 48 hours on it.
We're currently in Winnipeg, Canada, but we're headed up to Churchill, Manitoba, also known as the polar bear capital of the world, but more on that later. We have economy tickets, meaning that our seats are going to be our bedroom, living room, and office over the next 2 days, so we gotta go find some.
This is pretty cool, Jess.
It's pretty cool. So we've been on a lot of trains before, but I think the longest one we've ever taken has been like 2 hours. So to go from 2 hours to 2 days and sitting up the entire time should be pretty interesting. Churchill? You're ready. Okay. If you can find 4 seats that are unoccupied, you can actually flip them around and turn them into a bed at night. So that's what we were hoping on doing. Unfortunately, I think it's pretty much a sold out train. So I think we're going to be sleeping upright for the next 2 days. I think we are officially heading off. It's very nice that you offer that. That's cool.
We just got situated and the attendant walked around asking us if we wanted a wake-up call to see the northern lights. How cool is that? We're going to Churchill. It's in northern Manitoba along the Hudson Bay. It's got, I think it's pretty small. It's like 800 residents, and like just mentioned earlier, it is a fantastic place to see the polar bears.
Every October and November, up to 1,000 polar bears actually flock to Churchill and wait for the Hudson Bay to freeze over so they can start fishing for seals. In a couple days when we reach Churchill, we plan on going out on a tundra buggy to hopefully see some of these polar bears, but more on that next week, so be sure to subscribe so you can follow along with that. I think this is the dome car. I've always wanted to see one of these, but I thought they weren't on this particular train line. I swear on their website it said that the line to Churchill does not include this car, so I'm high-key pumped. It has like panoramic windows on top, and you can actually see down the train. I really want to have like a happy hour drink up here to watch sunset, but even cooler, can you imagine seeing the northern lights here? Like you can just see straight up. I'm like freaking out right now. These cars were originally built in the 1950s, so when I think about like train travel, I kind of think of like the 1940s and 1950s where there's some like guy playing piano on a train, which is not what's happening right now. I literally think I might start crying if we get to see the northern lights out of these windows.
So because Churchill is so northern and so remote, the only way that you can get here is by plane or by train.
So plane tickets during polar bear season from Winnipeg to Churchill ran about $2,000 to $3,000 per person, so that was just a little out of our budget.
A little? So that takes us to the train. So the sleeper car option costs about $2,000 for 2 people.
Which doesn't include food, so we decided to instead go on the economy class, which cost around $750 USD round trip for 2 of us. We're currently stopping in the town of Thompson. We thought it was a good time to stop work and get some dinner. One of the interesting things about the Winnipeg to Churchill line is that there isn't any meals included for any of the tickets. They do provide a small menu of light fare, things, snacks, and kind of like sandwiches and things like that. So we mostly packed our own food, but today we're actually going to treat ourselves and try one of the meals on board. It's not very descriptive. It says hot meal.
Hot meal.
What is a hot meal? They have teriyaki chicken, mac and cheese, and vegan curry.
The train just stopped in the middle of nowhere because some of the people behind us saw other people running from the station. I don't know how they're gonna bring them here. It's just hay bales.
Can the train go backwards?
I don't know. That's a great question. Okay, we got dinner. Those people, the train's moving. I don't think they got back on.
I think we're going backwards.
We are literally going backwards right now to the train station. The only reason this is happening is because this passenger saw them running and then went and told the conductor. She's like, what happens if people don't make it back on the train? It's like, what people? Being on a train makes everything a little bit more dramatic. Everyone is going crazy right now.
Talking about the tea right now.
Hello, excuse me folks. Excuse me folks. Can I have hands up if you belong in economy? If 1, 2, thank you.
I think they're doing a head count right now.
It is for sure.
So we are literally going back towards the town we just departed from. We made it back to the Dauphin train station, but They are not here.
This train service only runs like twice a week, so it's not like there's going to be some other train like next hour.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Passenger update. The people made it back on board. They're actually sitting right in front of us, so I just talked to them. There was an old man sitting there at the train station just watching the trains, and he said, "Get in my car." And he drove them all the way to the next train stop. The train didn't make it, obviously. They called, found out the train went backwards, so the old gentleman drove them all the way back to the last stop.
I got my other friend in Churchill to call as well, so he's in Churchill calling, and he got through. He just called the train station in Churchill, and he managed to get right through the staff, and then they called, and then he's like, "Go back." We've turned around and go back for you, so go back.
Well, this lady was
so
looking.
I'm glad someone was looking.
So I went down, and I was like, "They're the people that we forgot." He said, "What people?" I'm like, "The people that we left back there."
Traveling by train is kind of like an adventure in and of itself. We've never done this before, and I'm having an absolute blast.
I've been waiting all day for Jessica's Skyline Happy Hour Delight, which is basically just having a beer at sunset in the Sky Car. Beer selection is a little limited. We have Molson Canadian, but it's actually pretty good, and we also have a spectacular sunset. After 8, so I think it's time to get a little bit more cozy. We unfortunately can't turn our seats into full bunk beds, but we can turn them into more of a recliner situation, so let's go figure out how to do that. I aspire one day to be on one of those fancy trains where they give you pajamas and silky robes and things like that, but today is not that day, so for right now, this is gonna have to do. It is 9 p.m., but I'd say like a solid 70% of our train is like already laying down and sleeping. I feel like train time is totally different than all other time.
It's 5 a.m. This is very uncomfortable.
Good morning. It's day 2 on the train. I definitely wouldn't say that I slept well, but I think I slept better than Justin. And speak of the devil.
It's 8 a.m.
Oh, is it really? Oh wow, I had no idea. I thought it was like 5.
How did you sleep last night?
I definitely wouldn't say good, but definitely better than Justin. That being said, my mid-30-year-old body can barely handle it. I was sleeping like this pretty much the whole night. And I think that my body would break if I was like any older.
I was extremely uncomfortable. Being tall is overrated. We saw this guy across from us, him and his partner happened to get 4 seats, and every like 30 minutes he would be in a different, like comically different position, like tossing and turning, sitting up, laying on his stomach.
The people in front of us though, they got a 2x2 configuration, but they also were smart and brought a full-on backpacking mattress, and they're still, it's probably 8:30 now, they're still just cozied up, spooning and living their best life. So I'd say if you're on a long train and you have economy and you're not a very good sleeper, you might want to consider bringing a backpacking mattress.
So today's agenda is pretty jam-packed. Do you want to tell them what we're up to today?
So now that we have a lay of the land, we plan on giving you a tour around the train.
Also, we're going to be having our longest layover, 5 hours, in a city called Thompson.
I somehow managed to lose my iPhone charging cable, so I think we have to go on some kind of adventure to find that.
And then
last of all, we have an exciting surprise that's going to hopefully be delivered to the train.
Intrigue.
It's food.
Okay, you ready to do a tour of the train?
Yeah, so these are our seats, but our car is kind of full right now, and the one up there looks exactly the same, so I think we're going to give you a tour around those.
So this is how you cross between trains. No standing allowed in the vestibule.
So let me show you around the seats, which are basically our bedroom, living room, and everything for the 2 days that we're on the train. You can either recline them back, and then the only other real thing that you can do with them is the footrest can either kind of go upright like this, or fully reclined.
That's not too bad if you're short, like Jess is.
If you can get a configuration like this, then you can sort of set the seats up like this so you can have a somewhat reclined position. I guess you could sleep like, oh, that is not comfortable at all. We were wondering whether or not this would be more comfortable, but now sitting on it, your butt is like totally elevated.
And then I think up here is the engine, so we can't go in there. And then we've got a bathroom. So the cars that we're staying on have a bathroom in the front and the back. We've got a nice big sink with hot and cold water and an outlet. We can turn the lights on. That's nice. We've got a flush toilet. It's nice and big, spacious.
There's no showers though. If you are somebody who needs to shower every single day, you would need to book a sleeper cabin. They do have a shower.
But Jessica and I are pros at not showering for
Dirty
many
RV
days.
people.
Yeah.
There's a few more things that I wanted to show you around the seats. So each of the seats have their own outlet. So there's 2 plugs down here as well as 2 plugs here. And then there's actually a ton of storage. Technically, you're only allowed 1 carry-on and 1 personal item. But honestly, I feel like you could fit a lot of stuff up there.
So we met our friends Mike and Leanna on the train yesterday. So Mike is going to show us the berth compartment. So this turns into the bunk bed up here? Oh. I'm recording this voiceover from one of the broken bathrooms in the train because it's literally the only quiet place that I could find to do this, so here goes nothing. At nighttime, these seats convert into a lower bunk bed with an upper bunk bed that pulls down from an overhead compartment accessible via ladder. You also get a privacy curtain at night. The one major downside to the berths is that they don't come with an electrical outlet, so berth passengers typically use the electrical outlet in the bathroom to recharge their devices.
So let's just take a peek at the shower. Mike said that his wife took a shower and that it was hot and had good pressure. Oh, it's actually much nicer than I thought it was going to be. Oftentimes when I've seen showers on trains, they're usually a wet bath. So it's kind of cool that you have your own little space to get nice and soapy and then a private area to change.
All of the sleeper cars were filled since we left Winnipeg, but the Via Rail staff were nice enough to let us take a look at one of the used cabins once we got off at Churchill. This train has cabins for 2 or 3 people, which comes with a sofa chair during the day and comfortable beds at night, as well as a private bathroom with a toilet and a sink. It also comes with an electrical outlet and your own individual control for heating. We found the train to be pretty cold in the evening, so that would have been really nice.
We're kind of doing this tour a little bit out of order. So the first 2 cars are just the economy. The back car is the sleeper class. And then the middle kind of section is essentially the club car. So this is the back portion of the club car. It just has a bunch of tables and chairs. So online, I swear it said that there was no hot water available for people. But if you do want to bring your own coffee packets, tea, or ramen, which we are probably going to have later for lunch, you have all the hot water you need.
So the next car that we're headed into is the dome car. The underneath portion is the kitchen area where the employees are, and I'm just want to be respectful and not film them, but I'll see if I can get some B-roll of it later and overlay it here.
We're now in the front portion of the club car. Essentially, it's just kind of the squishy seats and small tables. People were playing board games here yesterday. For whatever reason, it seems like people much prefer to congregate here as opposed to in the back part of the car.
And then our favorite part of the whole train, which you've seen multiple times now, is the dome upstairs with views like this. We've officially been on the train for 24 hours.
Before we boarded, I wound up downloading a ton of videos on YouTube and Netflix, and I thought I was going to burn through them all. But it turns out between filming this video, working on our laptops, and just enjoying the views, I think I've watched 1 YouTube video so far. I can't honestly believe we've been on the train for a full day.
You may step off, don't have to, but departure is 5 o'clock sharp.
So we are officially in Thompson, Manitoba. This is the first time my feet have touched the ground. It's a little bit chilly out, I think like slightly above freezing, but it's nice to have some fresh air, some
sunshine. One thing that's kind of interesting is that in Thompson, you usually have about a 5-hour break, and you can either stay on the train or get off. But if you get off, you basically have to be off the entire 5 hours. They use this for a cleaning period. So we're going to have to find a way to occupy ourselves for 3+ hours in Thompson. The delivery driver will have something that I can pay them with a card. Okay, cool. Thank you so much.
What you doing?
So for whatever reason, it seems like it is tradition to get a pizza delivered to the train while you're in Thompson. So we just placed an order, and the guy was like, "We're going to start making your pizzas at 4, and so it'll be delivered by 4:45."
I don't know why I'm so nervous. The train's not going to be there.
I am very scared too about turning the corner and seeing it not there.
Oh, where's the train? Oh my God. No, it's there. Did I get you?
No, Justin is what one of our friend Joanne calls a scamp.
No, Joanne called you a scamp.
Well, you're a certified scamp, I'd say.
I'm the real scamp, Joanne.
Are you here? Okay, great. Thank you.
Are you doing videos?
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome to Thompson.
Thank you so much. Everyone here's been so nice.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Have a good day.
Enjoy your trip.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, Jessica. Pizza.
Justin is excited.
Have you had mini pizzas in dome cars on the train before?
I haven't gotten like fast food chain pizza in years, and it's really hitting the spot. It is the end of night 2, and we spent the last couple of hours talking to some of the very kind Via Rail employees, and they kind of gave us a unique perspective of this train.
Yeah, it's not just for people like us who are adventurous explorers who want to go see polar bears, but aside from very expensive charter flights, this is the only option for many villagers and indigenous peoples who live in small towns north of Thompson. The Greyhound bus line stopped running years ago, and now this is the only way that they can actually get groceries to take back to their home, meaning people are spending $200 for a ticket just to get groceries.
Many of these villages don't have roads of any kind, or if they do, they just have ice roads basically from December through January. So this is a vital resource for a lot of people that live in this region. So it really just gives a different perspective. I kind of just assume that most people on here are like rich tourists.
It is 8:30, which means we are 12.5 hours away from the end of our 48-hour train ride.
It would be nice to end our train experience with a little bit more restful night than we had yesterday. We think that the first train car might actually have some empty seats. I'm gonna go vulture to see if I can find anything, and we'll check in later to let you know if it was successful.
Look at what we got.
It's night 2, and there's like barely anyone in the first car.
This is very hard, but I'm very grateful for it.
I might let Justin fend for himself over here, and I might just like do one of these things. Because look, there's like 5 different seats to choose from.
Yeah, they're all empty. Maybe I'll do it's not very good.
I just want you to appreciate how high up these like little footrests are. It's the opposite of comfortable. We were just told that you might be able to see the northern lights, so we're gonna go check it out. And it looks like they turn off all of the lights in the dome car.
We are in the dome car, and we can see the northern lights with our naked eyes. Wow, I cannot believe we can see this. That is insane.
I was right about to go to sleep, and then the train attendant came by and was saying, "The northern lights are up. The northern lights are up."
got up around 7:15 to watch the sunrise today, and as I was walking to the observatory car, the attendant told me that we were going to be in Churchill in 15 minutes, and we are officially in Churchill. We got here early, and honestly, I'm so sad to be getting off the train.
Yeah, I really thought I was going to get bored on this train, and I don't think I watched anything that I downloaded. We just had so much fun.
We learned about different cultures, we got to see all different kinds of landscapes, and we freaking saw the northern lights.
Dude, in this car with these windows, I mean, you can see this sunrise behind us right now. It is absolutely extraordinary.
So if you want to see more about Churchill, including hopefully seeing some polar bears, please be sure to subscribe.